that's NewsStand, and I have talked a lot about Birds of Prey, but now I'm kind of flip the coin. I want to talk about the plot leak, and I was going to do this a couple days ago, but I wanted to make sure what I had was credible, and it turns out everything I have read is credible, and it's all going to make sense. Now, when it comes to the advertising we've seen around the movie, it all also makes sense. So you will see what I mean, but I want to be completely clairvoyant when I say huge spoilers. I am going to go through the entirety of Birds of Prey, so if you're going to go through this and expect not to hear, you're crazy. But I apologize if this gets a little long. Of course, I am going through a nearly 2-hour movie trying to break it down. So let's just get right into it. This comes from a Reddit user, AlphaFox Run, who has been substantiated. I do believe that they were really in the early screenings. Everything I have seen leads to this being completely true. But again, of course, leaks are leaks, so take it with a grain of salt or however you want to see it. So let's start. This starts with a very cartoony Harley. She is going through her origin story, and she is going to narrate the entirety of the film, and even at times break the fourth wall. She opens up explaining her origin, again, in cartoon form. She explains that after Suicide Squad, she broke up with Joker. She is heartbroken. She is taking it badly. She is alone. We've seen a lot of those scenes in the trailers. She feels like isolated and lonely is basically what we're getting here. Now, mind you, the movie kind of goes in a non-linear fashion, so I am going to jump around a lot. There's a lot of flash forwards, flashback, coming back to the present day time, so there is not going to be a whole lot of great sequencing here. Now, right away, Harley gets on Black Mask's nerves. This starts the conflict basically rolling. She has a fight with the driver of Black Mask, and she ends up crippling him. From here, her loneliness and recklessness kind of kick in, and she goes on a bender. She is drinking, and she goes several days with this. Well, while she's drunk, she steals a gas truck and crashes it into Ace Chemicals, blowing it up. Renee Montoya shows up at this scene and somehow knows it was Harley that did it. This isn't really explained. Not only that, but it's not really explained how everyone knows that it was Harley that did it, and the fact that she was trying to get back at the Joker. Well, this causes Black Mask to put a hit out on Harley, and slowly we see the mercenaries kind of coming after Harley, and this cuts then to Black Canary. Well, Black Canary is calling Renee Montoya, and there is going to be a good established friendship there, saying that everyone is after a young girl named Cassandra Cain. Now, every time a new character kind of gets released, we get a flashback to their origin, explaining who they are and whatnot. In this case, we learn that Black Canary used to be a lounge singer for Black Mask. I think we all basically knew that at this point. We cut back to Harley, who is about to be, wait for it, she's about to be raped, sexually assaulted, but Black Mask saves her and makes her his new driver. Yeah, they literally put that in there. They literally put that Harley was about to be raped. Okay, see why I say this marketing makes sense. Well, for most of the flashbacks, we see Black Canary as Black Mask driver. So she's kind of playing both sides. She's giving information to Renee, and they do end up forming a good friendship, but Black Mask has no idea. And then we cut to Renee, who is described as the Reddit user, again, these aren't my words, as every cop cliche in the book. She is just the most generic cop you could ever see. But because she is a cop, she struggles to exceed. Can you guess why? Can you please guess why? Yeah, it's because she's a girl. No one gives her credit. No one takes her seriously because she is a female. Not only that, but the leak also says that she spends half of the movie wearing a shirt that says, "I shaved my balls for this t-shirt." Okay. Harley then breaks into the GCPD. We've seen this in the trailer with the beanbag shotgun. And we get a flashback to Renee chasing Harley because Harley steals an egg sandwich. Yep, an egg sandwich. Renee does end up catching up with Harley, but not arresting her, just knocking the sandwich out of her hand. Harley then swears revenge over an egg sandwich, but is captured by Black Mask. Thus is the scene I showed the other day where Black Mask threatens to kill her because she's just a girl, but ends up letting her help because she promises to help find Cassandra Cain, who swallowed the diamond. And it was reported, and I reported this, Grace Randolph reported this, that originally the diamond that she swallowed, the reason Black Mask wanted it so badly was because there was nudes in it. Now, there was some reshoots and all of that, and that has changed. It is now because the password to the Bertinelli fortune is within that diamond. So at least they took that out. I gotta give them credit for that, but even so. So, she swallowed the diamond. Black Mask has a bounty out on her for $500,000. We then cut back to the scene earlier from where Harley was breaking into the GCPD, and we find out that Cassie is at the station and Harley is after her. Harley makes it to where Cassandra Cain is and accidentally releases every single one of the prisoners somehow. And there's a riot, obviously. Harley beats them all up with her Supergirl power and then chases Cassandra Cain all the way to the evidence room, where mercenaries eventually catch up to them, start coming after them. Harley beats them all up effortlessly because, of course, she does, right? More mercenaries are then sent. These have guns. Harley takes cover behind a pallet of cocaine. Like, again, we did see this scene also. They're shooting her. The cocaine goes in the air. Harley breathes in. And this makes her able to beat up and disarm the remaining mercenaries, breaking all of their legs in the meantime. So she then tricks Cassandra into trusting her, and they leave. And Harley starts teaching Cassandra life lessons. Harley introduces her to her landlord, and then they go on a shopping trip and go back to the apartment, eat cereal. This is when there's a knock at the door, and so she goes to look out the window to see who's knocking, and someone throws a big firework through the window, blowing the whole place up. And what is supposed to be a heartfelt scene because of her hyena Bruce disappears. He disappears in the scenes, and from what it's described as, it's not heartfelt at all. It just really falls very flat. So the landlord, they go and kind of talk to him. Well, he ends up being a gay Chinese man, and she grabs a few items while she can along the way. He's packing to leave. They find out that it was him who betrayed Harley, and she decides to betray Cassandra Cain. So she figures out that it's everyone for themselves, and she's going to turn Cassandra in. And then we cut to the Huntress finally, and we learn about her origin. Obviously, she is Bertinelli's daughter, and the diamond originally belonged to them. Not only that, but her entire family was killed in front of her, and she only survives because one of the henchmen instructed her to play dead, basically, and then he takes her and gets her out of the country. Sounds like grooming to me, but even so, this is where she became a trained assassin and starts hunting everyone involved in her family's death. So we switch back to the present time. Harley sets up a meeting with Black Mask in an abandoned amusement park funhouse. Black Mask then sends in Zaz and Black Canary on his behalf to get them. So it is Black Canary being a dumb girl, right? And she leaves her phone behind when Black Mask sees a text from Renee saying that she will be on the way, and it is Zaz, Canary, and Harley all in the funhouse, and Zaz is trying to force Black Canary to cut Cassandra Cain open and she refuses. Now, Cassandra Cain is tied to a toilet for some reason, but when Canary refuses, we see this huge fight scene, and that's when the Huntress shows up. The Huntress kills Zaz. And I called this in one of my videos. But even so, Zaz was involved in the death of the Bertinellis, in the death of her family. So Zaz is out of the picture now at this point. Well, Black Mask then arrives with basically an army. And we get a huge funhouse fight scene. So the girls flawlessly basically beat everyone up. And they walk out of the funhouse to be received by Black Mask and a bunch of gun-wielding henchmen. So Black Mask then grabs Cassandra Cain and start getting away with her, right? So this is where we see Black Canaries use her canary cry for the one and only time. I mean, like, that's such a shame, but okay. Harley is on roller skates, so she pushes Black Canary towards the car. Huntress is on her bike to help and flings Harley towards Black Mask, towards Black Mask's car, which causes Huntress to crash her bike. But all this does cause Black Mask to crash his car. So he does flee with Cassandra to a foggy pier. Well, Harley is coming, for the rescue and uses her last bullet and misses hitting him and hits a statue instead. But Cassandra, being basically her only part in this movie is to be the movie's pickpocket, shows Harley that she's pickpocketed Black Mask's grenade that he has, and Harley throws him over the pier where he explodes and dies. So with all the villains defeated, we get basically an epilogue. So it's going to wrap up all of the main characters' arcs, right? Renee quits the force, and now they do have a line here somewhere within this part that mentions she's gay. Obviously, she's gay in the comics. No one cares, but they want to make that clear. Huntress uses her money to fund Renee and Black Canary's new crime-fighting team, and the three obviously are going to call themselves the Birds of Prey. So Harley does pawn the diamond. Her and Cassandra ride off into the sunset together, and the hyena shows up. So Brucey was not dead. That's like the best part of the movie, is that cute little hyena. So as far as post-credit scene goes, now I did see a couple stories floating around that there was a possibility that there was going to be a post-credit scene when it came to Green Arrow. And I didn't run with the story because there was no credible evidence to it. I'm glad I didn't, because the only post-credit scene, which is not really a scene, is just Harley talking again over the credits saying she knows who Batman really is. Really? Like, that's what you get for... Okay, so a couple things I may have missed. There was no hints at Oracle whatsoever. It is being described that Renee Montoya has a horrible accent. I don't know. It could just be the actress. I know she's from Brooklyn. But even so the music was great. It was basically like an 80s and 90s girl rock mix. And that's it. Like, it was being described as very forgettable. A lot of people are saying how good Black Mask did, and also Huntress, and the rest were just kind of meh. Okay. Like, I honestly didn't think they were going to... I knew we were going to get some of these, like, basic misogyny things. But I did not expect to see an almost sexual assault upon Harley Quinn. That just... I can't. So, if you've gotten this far, I know you are not seeing the movie. Let me know what you think about this. Let me know what you think, if this is going to even make what they're saying, and let me know what you think about I'm Just a Girl movie. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Hey guys, I want to give a huge shout out to my Subscribestar and Patreons. You guys literally make this channel possible. Black Knight Fool, Brucey, Chris C, Dave Ross, David L, Jeffrey Allen Carnes, Sanjuro, Jeremy Burtz, Joe Bustify, Kato Roan, Magical Exotic Diamonds, Mighty Pauls, Mike Buckner, Robert, Steve Glasker, Timothy French, Alice Matt Films, Alexander Trapp, Way Else One, and Troy Reiser. You guys are absolutely amazing, and I want to say thank you to each and every one of you. Don't forget to subscribe and like on the way out, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.